Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 4th, 2018. This is Jennifer. Come to you today surrounded by color because I have been working in most of my available moments on my parrot costume. I also did a couple other things last week, so I want to show you first one of the things that I finished and gave away. Hey guys, it is Saturday the 1st and I just wanted to show you something really quick because I'm going to be giving this away tomorrow and I won't have it to share with you on Tuesday. As you guys know, my daughter moved out in October and she is decorating her first real non-college apartment for Christmas this year, and she needed some stockings. So we talked about it and I made a stocking for her and for her boyfriend. She didn't want names on them, but she wanted them to be fun and not necessarily Christmas fabric. So I told her I would surprise her and I got some parameters from her about what she was thinking about, and these are the stockings that I made. This one is for her boyfriend and he has a dog and he loves dogs, so I went with doggy fabric. And just fun fact, this was the back of a quilt that we made for one of Hard Hat Cat's kids back when she was doing Talk to Me Tuesday. And I didn't have a lot of it, so he got a little paw print toe. And these are little snowflakes I embroidered. I think these are from the website called Oma's Place. And I think this might be a free snowflake. I just took it and repeated it and put it on the toe. I serged the outside fabric to the batting, and then I did the embroidery, and then they're both lined in the same fabric. I didn't put cuffs at the top, but I did do a little, I just stitched on a piece of ribbon to kind of give it a faux cuff. This little foxy one belongs to my daughter. This is the back of her college graduation quilt. I didn't have a huge amount of this left over. Mostly I had strips, but I had 1/2 of a fat quarter left, and that is what I used for this. It was a really wonky piece, so fortunately I was able to get just enough foxes out of it. And hers has a different back, but because I did not have enough of this to put on both sides. And then her snowflakes are purple to go with the purple foxes. And again, I did the same thing with the ribbons. And I actually sewed this on the top, on the outside, when I was top stitching it. So it is outside with batting. It's not quilted in any way. The only place it's stitched on top of the batting is through the ribbon and then the embroidery on the toes. But I've made stockings like this before and they're so small that it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're nice, they're big enough to get your hand into, big enough to put some goodies in, and once again, her first stockings. She did ask me to keep her stocking that she grew up with so that it would be here. I did offer to give it to her. My parents still have my stocking that I grew up with, and she decided that she would rather have it here because how can Santa fill it with presents if it's not at my house? So there you go. So I gave those to my daughter on Sunday and she took them home with her, and I am delighted that I get to be part of the process of her accumulating her own Christmas ornaments and things like that. So it was delightful to get to share that with her. The parrot costume is well underway. I've almost finished the cloak. I've sort of hung it up for you to see here. It actually hangs really nicely around my shoulders. I will be giving you a full view of that once all of the little extra bits are put on. I started with a circle skirt. I showed that to you guys last week. That was the red circle skirt. I cut about 1/3 of it away from top to bottom, and then I cut the bottom 2 tiers off. And I started with the blue. These were all prom dresses, evening dresses, anything I could get my hands on that was $4 or $5 that I got at Savers and Goodwill. I cut them all into feather shapes. So I did 1 row at a time, feather, 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 and then a couple inches above that, another row, and then a couple of inches above that, another row. So the underside of this, you can see that red right there, that's the actual skirt that I sewed these on. So as you can see, it has a lot of movement. All of these are loose. They're only sewn across one side. And I am working on machine embroidering all the lace patterns that I picked up from Urban Threads that I'm going to use as closures. These are still on the stabilizers, so this is what the wristlets look like before the stabilizer is removed. So this is just a wash-away stabilizer, and these will be put together with jump rings, and then I'll have like a little clasp here. So this bit will go around my wrist. So I do have some jewelry clasps from when I used to make jewelry years ago, and so I'll be using that. And this will actually attach to my finger with, probably use just a little thread or something. This I will be putting here so that when I spread my arms out, my wings will open up. I have not made the neck piece yet. There will be a piece on either side and a piece in the middle. and then both the sides will connect to that center piece. I also stitched these out. This is lace that's had the stabilizer removed. So this is with stabilizer. Totally different design, but this is with staplers. This is after it's been washed away. And I usually just soak it for about a minute and then rinse it out and I let it dry flat. And then there's enough stabilizer in it still to make it stiff. So this, and you can see the little feathers. I have this one and this is the same one, but it's in reverse. And these are gonna go on the side of my head. So I'm probably gonna wear my hair up and then I'll have those on the side. So I'll have these up here and then I'm gonna have a couple of extra feathers. The other machine embroidery project I was working on was the raven mask, and that looks like this. Just the white part is the raven mask. These little feathers were a separate piece that I also got from Urban Thread. It's just one feather and I stitched out a bunch of them. I sewed them in a little bunch and then I actually just went and zigzagged across on my sewing machine and I just add some feathers in. Parrots have a white upper face with a white upper beak, and then they have the kind of parrot that I'm cosplaying, as it were, and then they have a black bottom beak. I don't wear lipstick, so I went to the cosmetic department at my local grocery store and I got the nice lady who works in the department to help me find some black lipstick. My only request was that it was going to stay on more or less by itself because I don't want to end up with a giant smear or whatever. So I'll have a white upper beak and then black lips. I still have to hem the legs on the bodysuit. I have solved the problem of the straps on this by purchasing one of my favorite bras in this color. I'll have a nice red bra and I can wear that again. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put little ties right here so I can tie it to the straps so that it's just attached. And then when I need to use the restroom or whatever, I'll just untie it and then I'm gonna shorten the legs a little bit. I mentioned last week that I was going to get tights and I wasn't sure what color. I know what color now because kind of parrot that I've been modeling after, they have black legs. I already have black tights. So this will end like right below my knee and then I'll have black tights and black shoes. I worked on one other small project last week that I want to share with you guys, and that is I put the pillowcases together from the fabric that Jules and Domine and Amber and I got in Houston. So these are our Quilt Festival 2018 pillowcase swap fabric. Or the body on this one I purchased, and then this was Amber's, and this one is Jules and Domine. So now I have my swap pillowcases all done. I'm gonna wash those and they're gonna go on my pillows. I also received my Princess Bride quilt from Jennifer Rolls and it is stunningly beautiful. It's wonderful. I've trimmed it. It does not have binding yet. I have not made the label yet because I've been busy in Parrotland, and I don't want to show you guys the whole thing until I get it bound because it is spectacular and I want to do a whole video on it. So I'm going to save that. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks. I told you guys last week that I was not going to have to make anything for my husband's costume, and I was wrong. So we had a big conversation. We did a bunch of thrift shopping and went to look at all the different clearance racks at a bunch of different stores. He wanted like a long coat. Well, my husband is almost 6.5 feet tall and he has very broad shoulders and really long arms, and we couldn't find anything. He wants to up his game a little since I am going to be parroted from head to toe. So we are going to go through some patterns tonight. I am going to make him some sort of long coat for his pirate outfit, and I'm going to make him some velvety trousers. I'm just going to use a pajama pattern because he wants a waist that's easy to hide under a sashing and he wants it to tuck into his boots. So I'm just going to use a pajama pants pattern and get some really fun like red crushed velvet fabric or something. I don't know. I mean, that's going to be Wednesday or Thursday this week. This party's on the 14th, so I'm hoping to have my parrot completely done today or tomorrow, and then I need to hit Joann's and get stuff for his, and then I'm going to just immediately start working on it because we're running out of time. And we have so much fun doing this, and I have so much fun doing this that we want to go and just look the best we can look, and we have a great time doing that. So I'm looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to show you this once I have all the bits and pieces on and get to try it on. Don't forget to stop by Phantom and Stitches tomorrow for the Hocus Pocus quilt along. We are wrapping it up. The design invitational is coming. The end of the quilt along is at the end of December, so you guys, you're almost there, and then next month is gonna be Star Trek. So I'm looking forward to sharing that. It's the first quilt along that I've been a designer for in a while. I think maybe the last one was X-Files. Was X-Files before or after Goblin King? I don't remember. So many quilt-alongs, so little time, right? So anyway, we've got a lot coming up. There's a lot going on, and there are a lot of crafts to talk about. Talk to Me Tuesdayers, please be sure to check the website because I posted information about the swap for next year. I'm just going to keep that to the actual website since it's just for video makers, and you guys check that out and make sure you sign up if you want to participate. You have a while, but make sure you sign up if you want to participate. You guys have a wonderful week. You have a crafty week, and I will see you next week. Bye.